Alrighty, next game up here is the Bills and the Texans. And yeah, the Bills end up slaughtering the Texans here 40-0. But the Bills, once again, leaving the door open a little bit right here. And we've seen them do this the entire year so far, only 4 games in. And once again, is this Bills team going to kind of go like the Panthers when they have to face their first true opponent, which is going to come up this week against the Chiefs? I don't know if we're going to be buying the Bills this much this week. Once again, left the door open, and here it is. So, we know the Texans can't move the ball, so, you just have to kind of easily make them go 3 now and then go down and score a touchdown. You should have scored a touchdown on the first 3 possessions, made it 21-0, and then the game is truly over at that point. But Josh Allen throws a pick on his first throw of the game, okay? And then the Texans, they get a little bit too greedy out there. They take over on the Bills' 13-yard line and go for it on 4th and 3 from the Bills' 6s on the road. You go for it, even though Davis Mills cannot move the ball at all out here, and you still try to score a touchdown. I get being aggressive, but going up 3-0, I think that would have sufficed here. But they go greedy for it. They don't get it. Great job by the Bills defense, which has been absolutely killer. I mean, you could definitely say this Bills defense is top 3, top 5. I would agree with it. So fantastic here. By the Bills defense, but the Bills offense struggling. So they throw an interception on the first drive, 3 and out on the next drive. Then they finally score a touchdown off of a Davis Mills interception to go up 7-0. But then another field goal, and then a turnover on downs, and then another field goal. So still not truly closing out the door here for the Bills. It was only 16-0 at halftime. And if you have Tyrod Taylor, this is not 16-0 at halftime. The Texans definitely take advantage of the lackluster offense ability to start this game. The Bills have kind of, shown through the first 4 games out here. So I'm not 100% sold on the Bills and offensively and Josh Allen just quite yet, leaving the door open against mediocre teams. We just saw the Panthers flounder because they did the same exact thing. When they faced the real opponent, the Cowboys, the Bills have the Chiefs this week on Sunday Night Football. I mean, and I don't think it's going to be at home because the Bills have had literally like every game at home to start this season. So they had to go on the road against Miami. That's it. So just not closing out the door. If you make this one 21-0, yeah, that's game over. That's closing the door, absolutely. But they only made it 16-0, and then after halftime, the first drive, having to settle for another field goal. So still only 19-0 at this point. It's definitely, it's 3 possessions, which is still great. We're not knocking it 100%, but it's still not, 28-0, where you need to score a touchdown every single drive. And then they finally start to close the door here. They score a touchdown and then a touchdown and then a touchdown, and that's when they close the door. But the fact that the Bills left the door open, that's why we're not 100% sold on this Bills team just quite yet. And folks, you have to remember they're facing lackluster teams. This Bills team is kind of regarded as one of the top upper echelon teams in the league, and they're just not winning convincingly from start to finish. And I know that, opposing teams always put up a good fight. I'm not saying that they're not, but when you let teams hang around, if you let the Chiefs hang around, if you let the Cardinals, if you let the Cardinals hang around, they've shown it 2 times already, and there's only been 4 games. If you let them hang around, great teams find a way to win. And yeah, the Texans won't find a way to win because they're not a great team. They don't even have a quarterback serviceable to move the ball. If they have Tyrod Taylor in this game and you start the game with an interception and you only start 7-0 and then, settling for field goal after field goal after field goal, Tyrod Taylor makes this a competitive game into the second half. Maybe the Bills still win the game at the end of the day, but it's still competitive and putting pressure unnecessarily on your team to perform. So not 100% sold on this Bills team. They've got a great defense. Josh Allen is seeming good, but still can clean it up a little bit and get it done inside the red zone. Alrighty, let's see. Let's talk about Josh Allen and what his official completion percentage is and all the stats and all that good stuff. So here we go. Josh Allen goes 20 of 29 for 68% completion percentage. We love that. 248 yards, 2 touchdowns. He threw the interception. We said the first throw of the game, unfortunately. Mitch Trubisky gets into the game as well. Well done for Mitch Trubisky. Got to love him having some good success out here. 1 for 1 for 8 yards. 100% completion percentage. Mitch Trubisky out here. Got to love it. Devin Singletary, 14 carries for 79 yards. Zach Moss, 14 carries for 61 yards and a touchdown. So love the balanced attack here. 29 passes, 28 rushes by, actual running backs out here. So that was absolutely fantastic. And running back by committee got it done. Well over 100 yards. That's what we love. All right, let's see who Josh Allen was throwing the ball to. Stephon Diggs, leading receiver, 7 catches for 114 yards. Emmanuel Sanders, number 2, 5 receptions for 74 yards. That's what we love here. Stephon Diggs, Emmanuel Sanders. Love that. Josh Allen's going to Emmanuel Sanders a little bit more, and we just saw him really kind of come alive last week. So love that he's still getting some nice targets and deep down the field opportunities. Dawson Knox, some great touchdowns here. 5 receptions for 37 yards and 2 tugs. And then Cole Beasley, 2 receptions for 16 yards. All right, now the Texans. Davis Mills is absolutely horrendous, and he's a rookie. He's not one of these highly rated rookies. I don't even think he got taken in the first round. But Davis Mills, he's definitely not it, and that's kind of what we've already known, but it's definitely shown here again. Davis Mills goes 11 of 21. Yikes, 52% completion percentage for 87 yards. Dink and dunk, no touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Now, granted, he did throw 2 of these interceptions in the second half. So the first interception comes in the first quarter, and it goes down for a touchdown by the Bills. Second interception came in the second quarter, and they score 3 points off of it. So once again, what we're saying, 13 or 10 points in the first half off of turnovers of their only 16 points that they put up in the first half. They're not closing out these games, folks, not closing the door. Then the other 2 interceptions came in the fourth quarter when the game was already over. So, not 4 total, but, 2 that definitely hurt him. Who fumbled as well? Somebody fumbled. Jordan Akins fumbled, unfortunate. That came in the second half. All right, Mark Ingram, a leading rusher here for the Texans that just could not get anything going. 6 carries for 24 yards. David Johnson, 5 carries for 21 yards. Phillip Lindsay getting 4 carries for -1 yard. So this kind of running back by committee is getting swallowed up because there's no threat of a passing game. So, of course, the rushing game is not going to happen. The next time we really can talk about this Texans in a positive light is when Tyrod Taylor comes back. When Tyrod Taylor comes back, I'm still going to be buying this Texans team. I still like what they're doing. They're still competitive in these games. It's just they don't have a quarterback, and we know what happens when you don't have a quarterback. You can't move the ball. You can't put up points. Ask the Dolphins. They are doing the same thing. Good defense, competitive, hanging around the games, but they're not winning. They can't move the ball. So Bills get the big old explosive win, 40-0, but they didn't shut the door early.